is a crushed dog between clenched fingers. Hope is a bird's wing broken by a stone. Hope is a word in a tuneless ditty, a word whispered with the wind, a dream of 40 acres and the view, a cabin of one's own, and a moment to rest, a name and place for one's children and children's children at last. Hope is a song in a weary throat. Give me a song of hope and a world where I can sing it. Give me a song of faith and a people to believe in it. Give me a song of kindliness and a country where I can live it. Give me a song of hope and love and a brown girl's heart to hear it.
Good evening. Welcome to Legacy of Activism. Sincerely yours, Pauli Murray. The voice you just heard was the Reverend Dr. Pauli Murray, the first Black woman ordained as an Episcopal priest, a visionary lawyer, and a fearless civil rights activist who helped reshape the fight for justice and equality in America. Over the past several months, the Grand Rapids Women's Chorus has partnered with organizations across the community to share Pauli Murray's story and illuminate her impact on civil rights, gender equality, and human justice. From student spoken word workshops and zine creation to a diversity lecture series with a representative from the Pauli Murray Center, and a community screening of the documentary My Name is Pauli Murray, our community, time and time again, has shown up. We are so proud of the conversations, the creativity, and the connections that have grown from this work. We're deeply grateful to the many partners who have made these events and tonight possible, especially the Granville Avenue for Arts and Humanities, the Diatribe, and the GRCC Woodrick Center for Inclusion and Multicultural Affairs, and the Pauli Murray Center. You can find a full list of our partners in your program. We also want to thank our generous sponsors and grant partners, including Farnham, Consumers Credit Union, Warner Norcross and Judd, and the Wetty Foundation. And last but not least, we need to thank supporters like you. Your presence helps make events like this possible, and it allows us to offer them to the community completely free of charge. That being said, if you would like to support the Grand Rapids Women's Chorus, you can find more information in your program. Tonight, we would love to highlight one of our community partners, the Diatribe, who, through spoken word, they foster a space that challenges, that educates, and inspires youth to cultivate art. So to kick off our evening, I am so honored to welcome performance artist Derek Welch, who will be performing some of his original poetry in the spirit of Pauli Murray. Join me in welcoming Derek.
My name is Derek Welch, and I'm just grateful to be here. The work that we do with the Diatribe, and especially in conjunction with the Women's Chorus, is all about finding your own way to share your own story. And I think that Pauli Murray is a beautiful example of what can happen when somebody lets themselves do that. So I have two pieces for you tonight. One of them's new enough where I'm going to read it off my phone and I can't see your faces, so you can judge if you want to. I don't care. But before I get into this, I know that we've all seen poetry in movies where it's dimly lit. There's some bongos usually, and there's some snaps. So let's hear some snaps, you know. There it is, see. So what I like to do with poetry is what I call reciprocal energy. I'm up here giving you my all, bleeding heart and all of that stuff. So if you hear a line that you like, if you hear something that makes you think or tastes good to you, just let a snap out, let a clap out, let a grunt out if you want to. And just that way I know I'm not reading to an empty room, yeah? That makes sense? Heck yeah. I mean, yeah, you get it, all right. Sometimes I gotta go on a longer speech, but you guys caught on pretty quick. So this one is called Muted. I wrote it, and I know it is directly inspired by my time spent with Pauli Murray's work. It is about the bravery it takes to say something boldly for the first time and hope that it works out, knowing that you might be breaking barriers just by telling the truth, Once again, I'm finding myself I can yell, I love you, on the microphone. I can watch its sentiments scatter across the faces in the room, and still by the time that echo finds its way back to me, it is just a whisper. All of my monologues and metaphors turn to meaningless musings, mattering minimally to the magnetic muteness that seems to exist in the space between men. Which is to admit to all of you that I don't know how to appreciate my own eardrums yet. The amplification of subtlety through slivers of bone and membrane, I sit and wait for recognizable frequency, regardless of disfigurement. Because I've learned that art you're accustomed to tends to become something that you're bored of, as if love's magnificence is subject to the temperament of a distractible gay man, but still I sit and I wait. Waiting for something to show me that this heartbeat isn't alone. And despite my desire to dramatize the feeling of longing, I'll do my best just to leave it at that word, longing. Longing for an early spring crickets or the return of my bluebirds. Longing for proof that the summer is coming to me and that my heart will find resonance, home, harmony. And that I, one day soon, won't need to yell it to know that you know I love you. Thank you. This next piece, when I think, I was going to say about Pauli Murray's story as if some of the context they were working on isn't still present. When I think about the idea of being stifled and what it takes to push through that, that's the inspiration for this. I was once ignorant enough to think that plants only flowered when they were happy. Like soil and sun had somehow become perfectly balanced in a way that would prompt new petals, and there was this night when my boyfriend walked me over to our biggest window in the living room, and there were these hoyas blossoming in the moonlight. And he told me, these ones are blooming because they know they are dying. And yes, I looked it up. Plants like these usually bloom best when they're feeling success. When things are going right, they show off these beautiful pinks and whites, but not this time. This time things were unwell, and I had this feeling in my chest start to swell, like I've got to change something if these good things are going to somehow remain. And I'm tempted to keep elaborating, but you already know the feeling I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah, I can see it on your faces. You've fallen in love with the rare ones. Or maybe it's that you're a rare one yourself. Staying quiet until it's almost too late, that late bloomer, wound too tight and roots too thick for the purchased pottery that surrounds you. Are you finding that everything that surrounds you is a little bit too tight, a little bit too messed up, too sturdy, too unchangeable at this point, and you're willing to do something if given an opportunity? Yes, I see it, you're just like them. But remember, these plants were root-bound, choking, stifled. And yet I still sense that strength in them, and I still sense that strength in you. And despite how bad I want to give you everything, how deeply I want to give you all of me, you don't need more. Maybe like them, you just need a new angle where you're spending more time in sun than shadow. new soil, a space to grow, inspiration, a reason to grow, because they've outgrown their pot and they know it, and so do I, and now so do you. So if you were in their shoes, knowing there's only so much you can move on your own, stuck with the same two choices that they have, give in or bloom, what would you do? Would you follow nature's lead and make that art? Would you see those friends, sing those songs, or head the march? Would you bloom fruitful even when a fearful death might be around the corner? And no matter what you chose to do, you could be proud of the fact that you chose to continue. So maybe I can be proud of you too. And yes, maybe I'm really high writing this in my living room. But the pink of this flower is new to me. And I feel like I know what it's going through, so yes, maybe I'm praying for it. And maybe I'm praying for you, and maybe we are a garden, and maybe you know what I mean by that. But I'm going to bloom regardless of if you do, to remind myself that things can be beautiful, and more things than I thought of were true. To remind myself in my faith in the gardener, be it my mother, my God, or you. Thank you, guys.
Wow, Darren, thank you so much. This year, the Grand Rapids Women's Chorus celebrates 30 years. 30 years! 30 years as a volunteer-driven ensemble of more than 100 voices committed to celebrating diversity, advancing equality, and inspiring change through music. Our mission is to uplift, to educate, and to delight audiences by singing choral music that honors the diverse experiences of women across all races, all ages, all cultures, and all identities. Your feedback helps guide our work and keeps us accountable to our mission. We ask that you please return your completed demographic survey, which you can find in the programs, to the merchandise table after the performance. And as a thank you, the first 100 people will receive a small Pauli Murray themed gift. I wonder what that could be. So tonight's performance, Sincerely Yours, Pauli Murray, was created by composer Stephen Malloy, librettist Kim Hines, and dramaturg Jane Ramsayer-Miller. The cantata was commissioned by a consortium of 15 choruses through Gala Choruses, and tonight marks its Michigan premiere. Yeah. We hope that you enjoy Legacy of Activism. Sincerely yours, Pauli Murray.
1910.
The suffragette movement was in full force. 10,000 New Yorkers gathered in Union Square demanding that women be given the right to vote.
The Urban League was founded to help the lives of Black people.
James Shepherd started the first college for Black students in the state of North Carolina on the tail of founding the NAACP.
And in 1910, Pauli Murray,
whose birth name was Anna Pauline,
was born in Baltimore, Maryland. Pauli's mother died 4 years later, not long after giving birth to her 6th child.
Her father, having a full mental breakdown, was institutionalized.
So, Pauli was adopted by her Aunt Pauline,
whom she was named for.
Aunt Pauline took her back to Durham, North Carolina to live. All throughout her life, Pauli never felt terribly feminine. She felt that she had been born into the wrong body, wrong gender.
And most times, secretly, I agreed with her. I would watch my little niece ripping and running throughout the neighborhood, holding her own with all the little boys, attacking every situation with strength and confidence and words. She could clearly articulate her stance, whether it be verbally or putting pen to paper. Pauli knew exactly what to say.
But the one thing that took all of Aunt Pauline's strength and confidence was to get Pauli to wear a dress. After all, it was 1918.
Finally, we struck an agreement. I would allow Pauli to wear boys' clothes all throughout the week, but she could even wear them to school. But on Sundays, before God and everyone, Pauli had to wear a dress. I never thought that it would happen for me, a child of my own. I always thought I'd live my life childless and alone. Then Pauli came into my life, a joy from the start. At times and really stubborn to boot. That's what stole my heart. This girl, this boy has entered my life like boy, girl. This child divine, will you grow to be who you're destined to be? Will they let you shine? But this world won't see the intelligent, headstrong person I see. They'll see Pauli in their own narrow view, calling Pauli a mannish, uppity, colored gal. I fear they'll contain her, suppress her, restrain her. They'll try to control her, stop her, hold her. Don't hold her back. Let her live, let her go. Let her live free. Who she'll be. This girl 1947, Pauli breaks free from the Carolinas to make her way to Hunter College in New York City.
I'm still a black woman living in a Jim Crow society, but in New York, I can at least take a breath.
1933, Eleanor Roosevelt starts Camp Terra for unemployed women in the Depression era. Pauli is 23 years old, unemployed, and in love with a white woman named Peg Holmes.
Peg was a counselor, and after I left the camp, Peg followed me all the way back to New York. We dreamed of a life together, starting with a road trip hopping trains.
Colorado,
California,
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Why not?
There, gotta get 'em 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 there, gotta get 'em
And the next, you're hugging the rails of a bed at Bellevue Mental Hospital, trying to create some semblance of sanity because Peg, she couldn't tell you she was going to marry a man?
I read it in the New York Times, the society section.
It runs in the family, you know. Your dad had it, clinical depression.
I loved her so much. Oh my God, what's going on inside me? Why can't I?
Your visits to doctors, asking for male hormone therapy, asking the doctor to check for hidden male organs during an appendectomy.
I told the doctor, please, make it make sense. I'm teetering on the edge, off the rails. You and I, a perfect pair. I found you along the way. I long to hear you loved me back. I waited for that day. Rose and darling, stay right here. I awaited your return. I barely breathe, I didn't dare, but oh, how much I yearned. My heart was full of love and words and words and words and words, and I have no words. I have no words. I had such dreams, such dreams, such dreams. My insides so lashed, my insides so lashed. Male brain, female-ish body, unbearable pain. And then the boy was fused with parts of me. Can you help me? Can you embrace the male me? Can you set me free? We had a taste, we could have been free. If I were a man, she'd have married me. Can't look out, what do you see? Bring it out. Can you find, can you set me free? I wanted more, I wanted promise, there would be so much more. I wanted so much promise, there would be more. Dear Father, oh Father, our Father, who art in heaven, why have you forsaken me? One of nature's experiments. What have you done to me? Why do I fall for the female sex? One of nature's experiments, and then a boy was fused with parts of me. Male head, male brain, female-ish body, unbearable pain. She lied. I had such dreams, such dreams, such dreams. Let me be the man that I should be. If I were a man, she'd have married me. But she lied, she lied, she lied, and then she left me. My heart is broken into pieces. I can't pick up, I cannot find the pieces. And now I have no words. There are no words.
1940. Pauli and a black friend, Adeline McBean, were arrested and jailed for refusing to move to the back of the bus on their way home from Easter vacation.
The seat in the back was broken. Besides, I will always take the opportunity to protest in the name of justice when events call me to do so.
I received an arrest telegram sent to collect to Mrs. Pauline Dame.
Easter greetings. Stop. Arrested. Stop. Petersburg warrant, Greyhound bus. Stop. Don't worry. Stop. Pauli.
Pauli was arrested 15 years before Rosa Parks sat in front of the bus and sparked the Montgomery bus boycott.
Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Just when silence found in jail has no money for to go there. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Just when silence began to shout, the jail doors opened and they walked out. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Just the first things we did right. Just the day we began to fight. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on. Just we think as we did wrong. Stayed in the wilderness for too long. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Ain't but one chain that we can't stand. That's the chain of the hand in hand. Ain't but one chain that we can't stand. That's the chain of the hand in hand. Ain't but one chain that we can't stand. That's the chain of the hand in hand. Ain't but one chain that we can't stand. That's the chain of the hand in hand. Keep it on the run. Chains that we can't stand. That's the chain of the hand in hand. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize.
'44. Our Howard Law School class was debating Plessy versus Ferguson. It was a case that argued whether it was constitutional to enforce separate but equal. Code words for the separation of white folks from black folks.
The Declaration of Independence promised all Americans individual liberty, equality, and the pursuit of happiness.
except for black people. We were given substandard housing, schools, and health care. We sat in designated seats on trains and buses. We could not enjoy pools or parks and could only use toilets and drinking fountains marked colored only.
That's what's known as Jim Crow, the pursuit of happiness, eh? Now, Pauli is the only woman in her law school class and speaks up during the discussions about fighting Jim Crow.
I questioned whether race should have been the main argument, since separate but equal is never equal. And members in the class, including Thurgood Marshall, led the class in raucous laughter.
But Pauli's gut told her that she was right.
Pauli had a thought, not a little bitty thought, but a thought so right, and an angle never taught. Separate has never been laws that are equal. Segregation meant to degrade black people, but the 14th Amendment says equal rights for all. That's all, everybody. Jim Crow's gonna fall. Pauli let it stew for a month or maybe two. Then she took those fiery thoughts that were boiling out to brew. Trapped the women in a hell, trust with the road and hell. Let the words spew for Dinkerchief. Let the words spew, tell them what they need to know. Let the words spew, let your genius mind flow. Let the words spew, it all by blow. Go on, Pauli had enough of Jim Crow.
Separate but equal, the approach is all wrong. We can't advance our rights with the same old song. We need a legal lexicon that's bold and brave. Equality for all, that includes former slaves. In the 14th, I could make a plausible case that the language is across the board, not just about race. No person may be set aside or marked inferior.
But this legislation tip the scales to keep white superior. Let's see Jim Crow distort the laws of this land and not reliably productive, meaning racist demands. Kept from housing, college, education, and health. Low wage job, can't get a loan, unable to build wealth. Impossible to dredge our way out of the system. Keeps us black circling as perpetual victims.
When Negroes live each day with these real molestations, trauma is imbued from generation to generation.
Separate has never been laws that are equal. Segregation meant to degrade black people, but the 14th Amendment says equal rights for all. That's all, everybody. Jim Crow's gonna fall. Let the words spew, tell them what they need to know. Let the words spew, let your genius mind flow. Let the words spew, it all by blow. Go on, Pauli had enough of Jim Crow. All these typing fingers soon devise a different song about Plessy versus Ferguson and what went wrong.
The king left them overturned, raised a foot.
That's the only way to give the boot to Jim Crow's foot.
Professor Robinson, I'll bet you $10 that Plessy versus Ferguson will be overturned as unconstitutional within 25 years.
Pauli, you've got yourself a bet.
Opposition to an idea I cared deeply about always aroused my latent mule-headedness, and I chose for my seminar paper the ambitious topic, should Plessy versus Ferguson be overruled? I typed it up without making a carbon copy and gave it to Professor Robinson.
Let the words spew, tell them what they need to know. Let the words spew, let your genius mind show. Let the words spew, it all by blow. Go on, Pauli had enough of Jim Crow.
10 years later,
1954.
a landmark case.
Brown Brown versus the Board of Education is won in the U.S. Supreme Court?
Oh, Professor Robinson.
Pauli Murray. Remember that paper you wrote 10 years ago? Well, myself and Thurgood Marshall, we used your paper as the basis of our argument in writing Brown versus the Board of Education at the Supreme Court.
You use my paper as the basis of? In front of the Supreme Court? Well, sir, I believe you owe me $10. Friendships don't always start off in a positive light. Take my friendship with Eleanor Roosevelt.
You called her Eleanor?
Well, it didn't start that way. 1938, I wrote a terse letter to President Roosevelt and First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, chastising them for their lack of support in protesting racial segregation in the South.
I'm sure that went over well.
I called it confrontation by typewriter. But Eleanor responded, and I realized I had a direct line to the president's ear on issues pertaining to Black people. I had no idea we would become good friends.
For nearly 30 years,
I would visit Eleanor in her New York City apartment and spend weekends at her cottage in Hyde Park.
Pittsburgh's finest Black newspaper, the Pittsburgh Courier, dateline June 2nd, 1944. Flowers, a huge bouquet of them, delivered to the Howard University commencement. They were from Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt and delivered to brilliant and strong-willed Pauli Murray, graduate cum laude.
But the high point of graduation weekend was tea shared at the White House with Aunt Pauline and Mrs. Roosevelt.
The usual reward for the top Howard student was a prestigious fellowship at Harvard University.
So, I applied for admission to Harvard Law School, but was rejected. They wrote, "You are not of the sex entitled to be admitted to Harvard Law School."
This response, even though President Roosevelt, an alumnus, wrote a letter to Harvard on Pauli's behalf.
And I wrote that my white great-grandfather was a Harvard graduate, thus establishing me as a legacy student.
Harvard held fast on the principle that Pauli was of the wrong sex.
Gentlemen, I would gladly change my sex. But since the way has not been revealed, I have no recourse but to appeal to you rather to change your minds. Are you to tell me that one is as difficult as the other? Sincerely yours, Pauli Murray. Harvard may have rejected me, but Berkeley Law School did not. I passed the bar exam in 1945.
Shadow to the body, years after passing the bar, I accepted a prestigious law firm in New York City, and that's where we met.
Paul, Weiss, Rifkin, Morgan, and Garrison.
Her name was Irene Barlow.
Yes, Miss Pauli Murray is a new lawyer with the litigation department.
Irene was the office manager.
Miss Murray is out on a case at this moment. May I take a message?
She was in her early 40s, tall, slender, and when my hand brushed her hand,
Your mail and your messages?
I knew. She knew. Renee. She was my soulmate, spiritually, intellectually. The chemistry of our friendship produced sparks of sheer joy.
Renee, who Pauli's journals reference only as R. Code in a time when being out was impossible.
We lived our relationship hidden from friends and family, navigating a time when homosexuality was dangerous, was considered a mental illness.
Our letters, the only witness to our love and life together.
But when we stand fronting the other, mile after mile, slipping in between, oh, close are we, as close as the shadow to the body, as breath to life, as kisses are to love.
George Wallace Jr., Alabama politician and judge, served as governor for 4 long terms.
He promoted Jim Crow laws, declaring in his 1963 inaugural address,
Segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever.
how many times will we try to take a breath before we can breathe with ease? How many lives will Jim Crow suppress before we bring him to his knees?
We want our freedom, sa-da-da-da-da-da, so we're making a vow, sa-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, we want our freedom, sa-da-da-da-da-da, and we want it now, sa-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, Wallace, you never can jail us all. Jim Crow is dying, segregation's gonna fall, sa-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, sa-da-da-da-da-da.
For 3 decades, Pauli had been on the front lines, protesting and marching. But by the early 1960s, Pauli led from behind. Her typing fingers flew, her legislative research expanded, and as a teacher, she now inspired young activists on the front lines.
One person plus one typewriter constitutes a movement.
We're fighting for our rights, sa-da-da-da-da-da, and the fight is real, sa-da-da-da-da-da. We're fighting for our rights, sa-da-da-da-da-da, out from under your heels, sa-da-da-da-da-da. Soon they get jailed, but it won't be long. We'll be out of there soon, singing freedom songs.
While fighting for Black people's rights, Pauli grew increasingly incensed by the sexism she encountered as a woman within the legal system, as a professor, and within the Black civil rights movement.
I found that men made policies while women made peanut butter sandwiches.
So, Pauli co-authored a landmark law review article coining the term Jane Crow, one of the first writings to explore the intersectionality between racism and sexism.
I am led to the hypothesis that we will be unable to eradicate racism unless and until we simultaneously remove all sex barriers. I have learned this lesson because I am both a Negro and a woman whose experience embodies the conjunction of race and sex discrimination.
Jump back, turn around, Jim Crow is leaving town. Rookie, what is left behind? Jane Crow is what you'll find. Jim Crow to Jane Crow, racism to sexism, here to there and all the way back again.
Eleanor Roosevelt was selected to head a committee on the status of women in America and invited her friend and colleague, Pauli Murray, to work with her. Pauli pursued the abolishment of Jane Crow with the same energy and fervor she fought Jim Crow.
I fight the good fight, and I turn around. Another battle, and I get knocked down. It's not about race, not the color of our skin. It's our beauty and grace, and original sin.
President John F. Kennedy needed help as he considered his support of the Equal Rights Amendment.
So, he appointed me to document all laws in every state of the nation that discriminate against women on the basis of gender. I'm getting up to fight for women this round. I've got my dukes up, let the starting bell sound. How many times will we try to take a breath before we can breathe with ease? How many lives will Jane Crow suppress before we bring them to our knees?
The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was written to prohibit discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, or national origin in hiring, promoting, and firing.
Due to the shenanigans of congressmen who didn't want the Civil Rights Bill to pass, the word sex was added at the last minute to include protections for women.
The congressman was pretty sure that the majority of the House and Senate, being
99% male,
would never vote to pass this bill once sex was included in the list of prohibited discrimination. After all, this was 1964. Every man on the face of this earth knew that a woman's place was in the kitchen, the church pew, or in the bedroom.
under our thumb, under our foot, always deny, always refute, like an old boy's club to down a brute, hit with a strap, kick with a boot.
This was a big moment for women organizers who held their breath. Did anyone in Congress actually read the bill? Really read it?
Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act.
Passed, which meant that discrimination was against the law on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, and sex.
Just when you want it, but every day we fought the fight and we made
challenge was to ensure the laws were enforced. Pauli's documentation of sex discrimination for JFK provided a key starting place.
I worked with Betty Friedan and a coalition of 26 other women to form the National Organization for Women, or NOW.
In 1966, NOW became for women what the NAACP did for people of color. It kept the bill from losing its bite.
Equality in the workplace, equality in pay, not just when you want it, but every day. We fought the fight and we made a vow. Equality for women, equality now. Equality for women, yes, equality now.
(1968). Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is killed, and Pauli's Dark Testament poem is read at a memorial service.
Sparking the publication of my book of poetry by the same name.
1968. Pauli accepted a professorship at Brandeis University.
I taught classes in American civilization, legal studies, African American studies, and women, gender, and sexuality studies. Renee was my right hand, helping to organize my papers, my household affairs, and writings.
1970.
The Beatles split up. The Kent State shootings.
Nixon signed into law an amendment to the Voting Rights Act, lowering the voting age to 18. 1971.
My Renee is diagnosed with breast cancer. The surgery bought us some time until the brain tumor when Renee lost the use of her right arm.
1973. Billie Jean King defeats Bobby Riggs on the tennis court in the Battle of the Sexes. Watergate investigations. Roe versus Wade is decided, making abortions legal.
1973. Irene Barlow, my Renee, passed from this world. I read her the Psalms and prayers of our faith to ease my beloved into the next life.
Journal. Thursday, March 21st, 1973.
Bereavement has been acute. I can never regain what I have lost in this finite life. I am raging in my agony, arguing with God, shaking my fist. Leave my anger, my pain. Peace, I need peace. Oh, my heart, my anger and pain, anger and pain. Why kiss me with love and then snatch it away? My light is gone, my love is gone. I can't go on like this. Why? For so long I have held my peace. I have kept still and restrained myself. Now I cry out like a woman in labor. I gasp and pant. And the
Pauli had a life-altering experience that changed the trajectory of her life. Journal, Monday, September 3rd, 1973.
I experienced this mystery of an electrical current as I knelt and felt R's coffin in the morning of the funeral when I said my last goodbye. It was as if we were not separated in death, and the mandate was for me to follow the cross as she had done.
Propelled by Reni's death, Pauli resigned her position as professor at Brandeis University to enter the ministry. Reni left a life insurance policy, a gift that made this calling possible.
My 3 years in seminary. It was far more rigorous than anything I experienced in law school.
At the time Pauli entered seminary, the Episcopal Church didn't allow women to be ordained. It was the mid-1970s, and women seminarians were at the center of a bitter controversy and targets of blatant hostility. But that didn't stop Pauli. She was up for a new fight.
I was the only Black woman enrolled and the oldest student at age 63, with more professional experience than most of my professors.
September 1976. Years of male obstructionism finally gave way to the approval of the ordination of women in the Episcopalian Church, weeks after Pauli's graduation.
Christmas letter, December 1976. On January 8th, 1977, I would like to share the reaffirmation of my faith with all of you at my ordination as an Episcopal priest. Sincerely yours, Pauli.
Pauli was ordained at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. as one of the first women and the first Black woman ordained in the Episcopal Church. It was a bitter cold morning, but more than 3,000 people showed up.
I was the last to be consecrated, and as the bishop placed his hands on my forehead, the sun broke through the clouds and sent rainbow light through the stained glass windows. I served as a priest for 8 years, discovering new ways to serve humanity.
Pauli passed away on July 1st, 1985, just before completing her second autobiography, Song in a Weary Throat. Her wish was to be buried next to her soulmate, Irene Barlow, and Aunt Pauline shares their gravestone.
Poet, activist, writer, lawyer, teacher, rebel, friend, priest, and saint.
Pauli was the spark, collaborating to bring about change in America.
One person, this boy-girl who laid the foundation for our continued work for social change and equity.
Pauli Murray's story is not a story that lives in the past. Hers is a story that continues today.
Say her name. Share her story.
1, 2, 3.